we have a special guest on the line, man. His company has been the talk of the town as of late, man. The co-founder of Triller, Ryan Carbonell.
Welcome to the show, buddy.
Hey guys, thanks for having me.
Listen, thanks for joining us, Ryan. I'm gonna jump right into the spicy talk right away. Dana White had some things to say about Triller. We have the audio on deck right now, and we want to get a response from you after you listen to this. Check it out.
Let's do it.
Last thing for me, and I know you love answering questions about these guys, but the head of Triller says that you blocked GSP from boxing Oscar De La Hoya and that you made a move for Jake Paul.
Oh my God, don't even ask me about these idiots. Who gives a Does anybody give
I guess they
You do? No, I don't give a what they think. You think I care what Triller thinks?
No. Are you sick and tired of them mentioning UFC?
I don't even take their calls. This idiot calls me every day, texts me every day. Please answer my call. Please talk to me. Why won't you talk to me? Because I don't give a about you.
Is any of this true?
Oh yeah, it's all true. Well, I don't know if he doesn't give a otherwise why would he block GSP from talking to me and spend 30% of his press conference talking about Triller? But yeah, no, I tried to reach out to him probably 6-7 times, called him, texted him, just saying, look, we aren't here to compete with you. We're not trying to, be the UFC, but I think we can be good for each other. We can give those fighters of yours that may not be fighting right now and want to make some extra money, and even some of them that may not have a big social following, we can bring them on and help them make some money and help them enhance their following so they're more valuable to the UFC when they come back. And yeah, he did not return my calls. He did not return my texts. I didn't call him every day, but probably tried him 4 or 5 times. But if he doesn't give a why is he not letting GSP fight? I mean, so Oscar, GSP, and I had a phone call. GSP's management was down, deal's ready to go. Said Dana hadn't turned him down for anything before. He hoped he wouldn't hear. He said Dana was very well aware he's not fighting in the UFC again, that he's retired. But he shared something with us that I thought was really cool, which is Oscar's one of his heroes. He was like, for me to get in the ring with Oscar De La Hoya and say I fought, like that's something that I'll forever remember, and it's the only reason I do it. Right. And so he blocked it for no reason, just said no. And so I just offered $250,000 to a charity of his choice, Dana's choice, just to say yes. And then a bunch of my our partners' friends, and I think I've seen the audience now jump in. There's a hashtag going, let GSP fight. And I think it's up to like almost $1 million to any charity of his choice just to let him fight. I mean, I don't get it. He's not in front of the UFC again. Guy's retired. Let him go make some money and let him fight his hero.
So wait, does Dana White own him even after retirement? Is that how this works?
Well, I don't want to opine on the UFC agreements, but, apparently he owns him. I didn't know that ownership was legal in the United States, but...
I thought that was abolished already in the 1800s.
Yeah.
That's what I thought, but, that's not what it sounds like for him. So
that's crazy.
Yeah, and everybody aboard wants to do it, and all he needs to do is say yes. But the quote that I heard was, I'll never let those Triller guys get a penny that I'm involved in.
Is it true, because I've heard rumors, that Dana White tried to throw a bag at Jake Paul?
So I've been told from, I'll call it secondhand, not, when I say secondhand, actually firsthand from Jake Paul, his people, that those involved with the UFC have been reaching out, trying to get him to fight with the UFC. I don't know if it was Dana personally, but I think it was, or if it was people at Dana's request, or if they're just feeling it out to bring it to Dana. But yeah, from what I was told, the UFC made a run at him.
Now, listen, after the Mike Tyson-Will Jones fight, which obviously that was the first fight you guys were involved with, the Jake Paul-Ben Askren fight was the first Triller-only type of event. I mean, this was like a big deal, right? You guys produced it. What was your take on the event after like absorbing it? Were you happy with the outcome? Give me your take on just that night.
Yeah, I mean, look, we were really happy, and obviously, especially when you're early on these things, I'm always looking for what do we do wrong, what can we do better, and every one of these events is a learning lesson. Mostly I've made movies and TV, and granted, made 250 movies and 60 TV shows, but boxing's a whole different thing. So our first one we produced was obviously Tyson, and we were very pleased with that. But we saw the issues in that one too. This one, I think, we told the world what we were giving. We said we're hiring the director of American Meme, and we're bringing you American Meme meets Stranger Things. We never said this is going to be traditional boxing. So
Right.
I think we got half the world loved it. I mean, I got people calling us saying we feel like we just watched Saturday Night Live in 1975 for the first time, and others who were like, "What the this? You just destroyed boxing." So we polarized everyone, but we did it on purpose because look, Tyson fight was a nostalgic moment in boxing, right? This was a social media fight, so we had to treat it as such. We weren't taking it too seriously, right? It was like what did people expect? Yeah, we had people smoking weed and Pete Davidson and.
Did you encourage that? Did you guys encourage, hey,
100%.
hit this?
100%. We were like, listen, guys, this is a fun event. We got a social media influencer boxing, okay? So have fun with it. And I think we achieved that. The next one is the exact opposite. And our goal is to show the world every single one of these is gonna be, you're gonna get the unexpected.
What do you mean the exact opposite? Are they smoking crack next time? What do you mean?
No,
What are you
he's
talking
saying.
about? I know what he's saying. Come on.
So I brought in Nigel Lithgow, who's probably the most talented producer I know. He created American Idol, So You Think You Can Dance. He understands how to really create these moments. So because this is, a 4-belt, 5-title fight, and then we've got, undercards that are in many cases undercards that would sell up, would be a 500,000 viewership fight on ESPN or, we really want to treat this one with boxing respect because it is a significant fight in the boxing world. So we do have great talent lined up. We do have a really cool theme, but it is going to be much more about the boxing.
How's Teofimo feeling about the fight being pushed, and was it really because of the Floyd Mayweather fight being on the 6th? Is that the only reason why the fight was pushed?
No, there was multiple reasons why. I'm not too scared about the Floyd fight. What I mean by that is, I think there's an audience for both. I think they're actually a little different. Frankly, I think the audience we got on the last fight, which was a very young audience, is probably more what that Floyd fight's going to get. And I think our fight is going to be much more of a traditionalist card. We're treating it with respect. Right. It'll be shot beautifully like a movie. It'll feel like a movie. We've got great music acts. The whole theme is the Greatest Showman theme. Salsa dancers and fire and, Latin theme, but it's about boxing. And I think that the real reason we moved it was that we are able to have a full packed house by moving it. We expect to, have 30,000 plus seats sold. And so by moving it a couple weeks, there's a very big difference. So we really wanted to set a new tone. And so one of the reasons we separated Holyfield out is because we were like, oh, we can do this live event. We'll do a second live event with Holyfield, when I say live event, and really sell out, and Holyfield audience versus Teofimo audience, a little bit different. So we wanted to actually, we separated into two, and then obviously Oscar's fight right after that.
Okay, so you mentioned Mike Tyson earlier. Was that supposed to be a one-off, or did things happen and Mike Tyson said, hey, I could do this on my own?
No, we have a first and a last on Mike Tyson, so he actually can't do it on his own, legally can't. And we paid a lot of money to Mike and his team, more than we would have ever paid for a single fight to have that first and last.
Of course.
So one of the reasons Holyfield's fighting with us is that he realized that there was no Mike fight without us. And so he wants to fight. And the hope is that, Mike's people, who we did have to send we sent a letter just reminding them of their obligations to us and that they shouldn't be negotiating with other people, because negotiating with other people would be a breach.
Oh, wait a second. That means that Mike can't move on without you, basically. You're saying first and last. That's why you paid so much. So
Correct.
If he tries to do anything else, even Legends Only League, that would be a breach.
Correct.
Why is it that he was so adamant about, because, after that first fight, I saw some promos and posts saying, Mike saying, I have nothing to do with Triller. My fights are not going to be on Triller, my future fights. It almost seems like they were upset about it. What happened between you guys and Mike Tyson?
It's not what happened between us and Mike. Unfortunately, what I think, and we're talking to a third party right now, not directly. I think his partner, some of them in Legends Only, maybe weren't straight up with him. So we have a first and last on Legends Only too. So I think the probably what I think is that Legends Only, they've acknowledged, Legends Only to us, that, oh yeah, we're gonna have to pay you money, like basically if we do this. And I think they probably tried to tell him what he wanted to hear, which is, oh, we can go out and get you 35, 40, $50 million, whatever that is. And that's just not the case, because the first fight, which we took the risk on, like it was a big risk if he was going to show up or not, right? I mean, this is almost unprecedented. So yeah, now he could probably go get someone to give him $35 million because he's shown he'll show up, but they didn't take the risk we took on the first one. So I think what's happening is he's going, hey, I can go make 35 million. And I think they're like, oh yeah, okay. Versus saying, by the way, no, you can't. You have a deal on the table. And so I've heard he's changing reps or changed reps, and Holyfield people are also in touch with him. So I think the goal is to have Holyfield and Mike fight on Triller in the same date as last year, Thanksgiving weekend. But, you know, we got to get his people to the table. I think they now realize there's no fight without us.
Yeah, that's crazy. Do you see Triller as a long-term player in the boxing community, starting with maybe Teofimo Lopez?
Yeah, I think you should expect a lot more from us like that. And I think that, you know, you'll see us mixing it up. You'll see us doing everything from very serious, you know, very respectful boxing matches to, which you'll see will be the only person in the kind of commentating entertainment side on this next fight that's even going to be outside of, you know, kind of called enormous Snoop, which is, he's great. He's enough. The rest of it's going to be a very play-by-play, you know, tail of the tape, all the normal stuff you would expect. And I think what we're trying to show people is that we could put something for everybody in these. So we went a little extreme on the last one, but by the way, like on our last one, we had like 85 or 80% of our buys were digital. It's unheard of. So we did what we wanted to do. We got the kids, right? Now we hope those kids will come along and be like, that was cool. I'm going to go see the next one, which is a real boxing event, and bring the traditionalists along. So we're trying to really grow this thing.
All right. Now, have you had a conversation with Teofimo and his team about long-term for him specifically, like not just this one fight, but moving forward in his career? And also, two-part question, when it comes to Top Rank boxing, has there been any traction or tension between you guys in Top Rank?
Look, I respect Top Rank a lot. I don't think we're not in the same business. We're trying to build an entertainment league that has boxing in there, at Combat Sports League. You know, we just announced So You Think You Can Fight with the guy who created So You Think You Can Dance, which will be a feeder up to, you know, our fighting. We're really trying to create a 4-quadrant event. I think at the end of the day, there seems to be a rift between the two of them. And if they decide they want to go their own ways, we would do a deal with Teofimo. But we're not going to be the guys who are ever going to go try and take someone away from anybody. And we haven't even talked to Teofimo about it, because we want to be respectful that, look, if they come to us and say our deal is done, our relationship is irreparably broken, and we're ready to make a deal that, you know, both sides want to make, meaning on their side, then we'll engage.
Yeah, you're not trying to take him, but you came aggressively with that bid, though, with that $6 million bid. That was a boss move. Now listen, if we don't get GSP, if you guys don't get GSP, who else makes sense for Oscar De La Hoya? Maybe Felix Trinidad, who?
I like Felix. You know, I think what we really want is, we do want an MMA fighter who has hands. Mm-hmm. And I think that part of
Does that exist though? Does that really exist?
I mean, it depends who you ask, right?
Okay.
I mean, I've seen some great MMA fights with guys their hands are good. I mean, I think it depends how they train, you know?
Conor.
Conor, yeah, look,
yeah.
There's real hands, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think that, you know, we want to bring the MMA audience into boxing, and that's hasn't happened that much. And so that's part of why we're doing it is crossover. And so bringing a young, current MMA guy, when I say young, younger than Oscar, mm-hmm. you know, I think you kind of even the playing field, right? Because Oscar may be, and definitely is one of the best boxers there was and is, but he's a little bit older. So you bring a younger guy who may have the disadvantage of not being pure boxer, but if he's younger and faster, I think you kind of even it out a bit.
Right. No, that makes sense. No, for sure. Listen, I mean, I'm excited to see what you guys do with the Teofimo card and the changes that you guys make. It's exciting for the sport to have new players as confident as Triller. And, you know, thanks for taking the time, chopping it up with us.
Yeah, I really appreciate you guys having me on, and you know, let's hopefully Dana will take the money for charity and let everybody win. You know, I mean, yeah, I think it's if not maybe Murray, maybe we'll go after Murray. I think he'd be a good one.
Man, all right, take it easy.